come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Talk to Tongie. We're gonna do life together. Hey, welcome to another edition of Talk to Tongie, and I'm your girl, your friend, Dr. Tongie, but on this show, you're gonna call me Tongie. I am so excited to be in your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, wherever you got me. But you know, how I start the show is a show of gratitude. I'm truly, truly grateful for you allowing me in your ear gate, in your eye gate, for you adopting me as St. Lucia's own. I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to stay. That's what you told me. You told me you love me, right? You know, when I first got to the island, I thought it was just gonna be not a touristy thing, but I knew it was something special. I knew it was special when I set sail to Soufrière and gave away my book, Journaling with Dr. Tongie, deciding to move forward. Yep, my shameless plug. And it was that one beautiful lady, and I'm gonna find her. She took the book. She told the resort owner, you gotta meet this woman. She's causing me to dream again. And that's what we do. We're dreamers. I'm a dreamer. So I didn't come over here to do anything other than to unlock those dreams. You've got so much potential. You really, really do. And if you're thinking about starting a business, you're thinking about going to culinary school or whatever that looks like, and I want you to do it. I want you to live the life that you're supposed to live. I really, really do. Which brings me, there's a gentleman that I got an opportunity to meet. I met his family. I met his idea. I met his vision before I met him. That's crazy, right? But it was something about him. I came to this place in Marigot Bay called Chateau Margaux. And I felt like I was at home. The staff, they waited on me with a smile. How many times do you get people to seriously love what they're doing, and you know that they're in a great environment, and they obtain the culture of the proprietor, and it's none other than Mr. Shaid, who has been a fixture right here on this amazing island in this amazing country for some time. And I'm getting excited because I really want you to meet him. Hear his story of triumph, hear his story of, I'm just not quitting. And when I found out he was from California, I'm thinking, what? How did you get here? So let's introduce him, because he has a story that is just truly second to none. We're here.
Dr. Tongie, welcome to Marigot Bay.
Thank you, sir. Oh my God. Thank you again for allowing us to come.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of your show.
Oh, don't you dare say that.
You know, I want to welcome you to one of the most beautiful days in all the Caribbean, Marigot Bay.
Oh my God. It's gorgeous.
Absolutely. So I'll take a little toast. I always toast my visitors.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Aye.
So Dr. Tongie, you're in one of the more historic bays in St. Lucia. This is a site of many naval battles. Inside the inner bay is a naturally formed sand spit.
Okay.
And a lot of naval ships used to hide in that inner bay. It's very hard to see this bay as you're sailing past.
Gotcha.
And it's also one of the protected hurricane holes here on the island. We get a lot of boats come here when there's a big bad storm, because we have one of the largest mangrove systems on the West Coast.
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's
I had no idea.
you have wonderful sailing yachts come through here. Wow. So it's a really happening sailing spot in St. Lucia. Okay. And we're sort of in the center of the island.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to ask you this proverbial question. How did you get here?
Well, that was actually by accident. You know, my family's St. Lucian by both sides. Okay. And they're the first generation to immigrate outside of St. Lucia. I'm the first generation to be born outside of St. Lucia, but we're an East Indian family, two families. Actually, there's many families that came from India in the 1800s. I think there are 16 of them.
You're not going to rush that. Don't you dare rush that. I need you to stay tuned because I want to hear this story and I need you to pay close attention. How did he get here? Stay tuned. It's your girl, Dr. Tongie. You know, from the Talk to Tongie show. Are you ready to maximize your business exposure? Of course you are. Why not consider placing an ad right here with me on the Talk to Tongie show on DBS?
You want to avoid traffic? Avoid the stress of finding parking? The answer is the water taxi from Saloon Water Sports by Bay Gardens Beach Resorts to Pigeon Island Jazz Festival for only $50 EC or $20 US round trip per person. Contact us at 721-5098 to book your tickets. Jazz Festival in style.
It's your girl, Dr. Tongie, and whenever I get ready for a show, I use a Toy Day food. A Toy Day food is a proud sponsor of the Dr. Tongie show and Talk to Tongie.
Are you tired of dust and an unclean space? Look no further. At Fine Line Cleaning Services, we take care of you. From house cleaning, property management, power washing, landscaping, maintenance, and so much more. Contact us today at 758-486-3083 and allow us to put your mind at ease. At Fine Line Cleaning Services, your satisfaction, our sparkling success.
This is Dr. Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. We're going to do life together. And we're back. I'm your girl, Tongie, Dr. Tongie, and I'm sitting in Chateau Mygo. For those who are just joining us, I'm with the proprietor of this amazing establishment, and he's gonna tell us how he got here. How did your family get to St. Lucia?
So absolutely. So as we were discussing, in the 1800s, there's approximately 16 families from India that arrived here, and we were one of the original families that came here. And throughout the generations, we slowly started to integrate into the Solution Culture Society and started raising generations of descendants from India. And my mother is the first generation to immigrate outside of St. Lucia. So there's a lot of immigration, I believe, like to England, Canada, United States, different parts of the world, just in that time of the year. I think it was like the 70s. And I was the first generation to be born outside of St. Lucia. And I was actually raised in California, in Santa Barbara. And a small little town north of Los Angeles. And then later on, we moved to Central America, to Costa Rica.
Wow.
And that's where I went to high school. So
really?
Yeah, so it was a real, I always lived near the ocean. And growing up in California, there's There's surfing, sailing, skateboarding, all these
Skiing,
skating,
Big Bear, absolutely.
all these different activities, and I just carried these things with me from growing up in California.
Okay.
And I sort of came here by accident to take over the family business.
The family business.
Yeah.
So you guys, when you left Costa Rica, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it planned that you would establish a business here?
No, this happened by accident. My mother was a flight attendant at the time. And she retired with Delta Airlines for working over 20 years.
Delta. Delta.
Absolutely. And we were living in Hawaii before. That's where when she retired, she was living there, and she got an opportunity to come back here to take over for my grandmother.
So this was already here?
Yeah, not all of it. It was very small. My grandmother had a very small spot.
Okay.
She was also very religious. She didn't serve alcohol, so it was, she didn't open up on certain days, the church days.
Okay.
And when my mother came, she came over, and then she started to expand it. And I also got an opportunity to also go work in the Caribbean in Puerto Rico. So she came down here and started this business, and I was working in Puerto Rico. And then we sort of, I decided to leave Puerto Rico and come down here and give her help. And then we expanded here.
How frightening was that? And I use the word frightening because whenever you're going to do something that's out of the norm, you've got your comfort zone where you are, right? Yeah. What was the challenge of leaving where you were to come here, even though your nana, your grandmother had established something? But you're picking up and you're moving.
Yeah, it was actually that time was after 9/11, so there was a lot of uncertainty.
For sure.
Tourism was down. Flying was everything was really restricted.
For sure.
And but it was I could see the potential, and I knew that my mother and my grandmother needed a lot of help to like sort of accomplish what we're trying to do. And I saw that, I saw that I had a little touch for it, and I enjoyed cooking. I enjoyed the food business. Okay. And, and I enjoyed the industry as well. You meet a lot of different people from all around the world.
Absolutely.
And we slowly started expanding the business once we started getting the restaurant on track. I come from a sailing background. I actually grew up on a 42-foot Norman Cross trimaran. And we used to sail that all around the Caribbean and Central America.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so we I was homeschooled after a certain age.
Okay.
I finished school, and then that was done on the boats. Wow. So I took that same nautical endeavors, and I brought it here, and I created a small charter company doing primarily was kite surfing and surfing, and I moved into the honeymoon weddings, and it was real nice. And
wow, I'm getting goosebumps here because I love being around people that are movers and shakers, but are calculated risk takers.
Yeah, well, you gotta do. What I find is, if you follow what's your passion, and you sort of work on that, everything will be okay in the end. And when I first moved to the island, I noticed there was a lot of great activities to do on the ocean, from the sailing, the diving, the fishing, the surfing. We have waves there.
Of course.
I don't tell too many people that, but one or two waves. And I started to bring a lot of my interests, my hobbies here with the local community.
Yeah.
I created a couple small teams for sailing and for surfing.
I love it.
And we have a lot of kids from the different villages, from Ansaray, from Cannery.
Are you serious? Now you're speaking my language there.
They come out with us, and we have a little community, and they've been a lot of them have grown up surfing with us, and they're all accomplished little watermen now.
Are you serious? But who would have thought, right? You not only established or enhanced what your grandmother and mom were doing, but you've got a heart for people, and that speaks volumes of visionaries. It's not just about the business; it's about the culture, the people.
You know what I find is there's a lot of St. Lucians who grew up outside of St. Lucia that have now come back, and they have a lot of talents and knowledge and experiences to contribute
Wow.
And like you could bring for example, we bring a little bit of California straight hair and marigold in
Really?
St. Lucia. We got kids skateboarding, playing guitar, surfing, sailing.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
So you've created a little bit of heaven on earth. I'd like to say.
Absolutely. I enjoy watching the cultures fuse together.
Yes.
And especially the solidarity in the sports and the music, and it's really interesting because St. Lucia is really it's becoming very multicultural now.
I know.
And not only with the tourism, but also with the locals that come back and the expats, and it's good to expose our local youth to all sorts of aspects of different cultures. So when they meet guys from the UK or from France, or for the US, they can pinpoint, man, is he from New York or is he from California? Then they can.
And that's because of you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
You know, I grew up in small town Mississippi, and where I'm from, we didn't even think about surfing because there's no waterway. We had we created a waterway called the Tom Bigby Waterway. Yeah. But for you to bring what you really love here, what facets, what aspects of, you said you're merging the cultures, which is wonderful. What's the why?
You know, I see that here in St. Lucia, our youth, we have so much potential with our youth, and it's being underutilized. And I'm sort of copying models I've seen in other islands in Barbados, in Martinique, and Trinidad, and Puerto Rico. And they're the traditional sports like, football, which is called soccer, cricket. They also have, because of our natural advantage with the ocean, there's all these other sports like the sailing. We can produce some of the best sailors in the world, the best surfers, kite surfers. These are all Olympic sports.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of potential, and for me, I could see that St. Lucia, I could introduce a lot of these things here and create a culture, especially as I have my boys are growing up with the same.
I was about to ask you. You're a family man, so surely you're passing down what you love and what you were able to experience as a child to your sons.
So that way we know when we go on a family trip. We do something that I like.
But of course, you're listening, sons, right? That is so amazing.
Absolutely.
Tell me what it is about cooking, preparing food, the spices. What is it that brings you in the kitchen? Why the love of cooking?
I think one of the biggest love here in St. Lucia is the abundance of all the fresh ingredients that we get, not only one of my uncles have one of the largest farms in the volcanic region, and he gives me some of the best produce.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my Uncle Clarence. I get my tomatoes, my bell peppers, my potatoes.
I love it.
He delivers everything fresh for me. He also does a lot of fishing as well.
Oh wow!
So I get a lot of fish from him. So we get big mahi, yellowfin tuna.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah,
I'm hungry already, man.
And the other thing I like about cooking here is because we live on an island. You can't always rely on imported ingredients. So the biggest challenge here is to make a menu where you could incorporate a lot of the local ingredients and use a lot of the local farmers, local agriculture, and get everyone together. So we're all in it together. So I support a lot of local farmers, agriculture.
That too. You still have a heart for people. It's like everything you do. Yes, you're doing it, and you're a businessman. We always want to have a return of our investment. But you still have that number one component, people.
But I think if I'm doing good and everyone else is doing good, then it's always better that everyone's doing good together.
Wow.
So we all, we all have a common interest in the industry. And the other thing I do that's like if I travel, I love traveling and sampling different foods from around the world, and I'd look at it and I'd try to make it like, how can I make that solution?
Oh, stop that.
And then I'd come in and I'd go,
you're a real solution.
I'll bring that back. I'll cut a piece of breadfruit, get some little bit of saltfish on that.
Are you serious?
And fix it up and make it, my solution version. So like for example, the tacos that we love in California. I got a solution taco and versions where I put a lot of local ingredients in that.
Stop that right
now. We're gonna try a few later.
You got to come and try this. I'm serious. It is Chateau Migo and this guy here. Wow. What does your wife, you're married, your wife,
absolutely.
What does she think about all of what you've been able, you guys have been able to accomplish?
My wife is from Costa Rica, and she came down here with me early, and she actually helped me do everything, you know, so she's actually a big support factor.
Wow.
Along with my mother and my grandmother.
They're here?
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
So I have there's a lot of people behind the scenes that, you know, really help, you know, push Chateau Go forward. But we got a great team, you know. Yeah, just definitely she does all, like my wife and my mother and grandmother, they do all the important stuff. They just let me, you know, come on TV every once in a while. And they put me in the back, you know, they don't let me do anything important.
I absolutely love it. So if someone was saying to you, I hear what you're saying, you know, you're making it sound real easy, man, but I don't have all of the means, but I have the idea.
Yeah.
What do you say to someone who says that to you?
Well, you know, the means will come. You have to always have the idea and the passion. You got to constantly be out there because you never know what opportunity might present itself at any given day, because it's never a constant situation. The situation is always evolving. Yeah. And as long as, like, I find whatever interest you have, you know, it could be anything. Like, you could be into watchmaking, or you could be into, like, you know, auto body car work, or whatever you have. Once you have a passion for whatever business you do, it doesn't become work. But without the means, that always happens. Everyone starts out without. It really does. You know, that's part of the game.
Absolutely.
You know, that's level one. Yeah. And once you get that, then all of a sudden you got to figure out, you know, like you know, maybe you're a taxi guy, and then you finally get the means. You got one taxi. Okay. You think your problems are done? Yeah. No, your taxi is booked all the time. Now you need two taxis.
You hear this, right?
Now both of them booked. Now you need guys driving for you. It's always evolving. So you're never, like, when you're in business for yourself, you got to always be participating and be in your business.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Spoken from a man who is a true visionary.
Well, I'm lucky. I have a lot of uncles who do business here, and you know, I get a lot of good lessons from those guys.
Really? So you're not opposed to having a mentor?
No, I think it's important. You know, especially especially when you're starting your own business, it's important to talk to a lot of different people, get as many ideas, and get a lot of input. You know, it's because you never know which point of view you might take into consideration that might change something.
Okay. Yeah, so you've dispelled the myth of you can do it by yourself. Just work behind the scenes and work in you know, with a family of one, and then just deploy yourself. You're saying that it really takes a village. It takes people.
No one's an island. Or is that the saying?
That's exactly where I was going, man. You took it from me. No one's an island.
Yeah, especially when you live in a small community like this. Right. It's important that you integrate, and because it's a small community, you see everyone every day. Yeah. So it's really important, and it's a good community we have. If you know the solution society, we're really friendly people. If you,
yes. I'm going to say we are, because
always
I
smiling,
feel like I'm
always
here
ready
now.
to help. That's one of our biggest assets as a society. And especially when people visit here, they always say how friendly we are and how nice we are. And we're generally, a lot of the solution, they're really into promoting St. Lucia. We have a nationalistic pride. And even with all our different industries, from tourism, and we have a few athletes that are starting to make little names for themselves.
Really?
So we have a lot of things to be proud about.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to touch on, because in America, and I love America, don't you guys dare ban me, but there are sometimes race relations, and sometimes it's not always pretty. And we don't want to have that talk at the table, because we just feel some kind of way it's just going to work itself out. Yeah. What would you say to someone who says it's easy for you? I'm born here, and I'm socioeconomically challenged, and the farthest I can see is throwing my net into the water. What would you say with that kind of mentality? How do you move past that, or how would you give not an opinion, but advice?
Yeah, you know, the best thing is, like, those like sort of those shortcomings. You have to look at the world, because whatever you think, there's a lot of countries that have it worse.
You hear that, right?
A million people. Like, we're real lucky to be in the United States, lucky to be here. Yeah. You know, I've been to a lot of different places where people are not as lucky. You know. I know. So, but that's like what you call a high class problem. Yeah.
I like that. I love this man.
I love to have those kind of problems.
Yeah.
Here in the Caribbean, we're like, if a storm comes, we don't have electricity for what, We're getting water next week.
Absolutely. So we've got that infrastructure there.
Yeah, we have to import everything. Everything here is, we got real stuff to worry about,
Yeah, we do.
So but those are real issues, though.
Those are real issues.
But it's, I feel like, a lot of people are lucky to have those problems.
Amen.
There's a lot of different problems you can have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now you heard it from the man who came and literally you left what you knew, what you're comfortable with, right? Because you were doing something with produce or...
Yeah, absolutely. Completely different. I've finished university in California. I went back from Central America to California.
Okay.
And I got recruited from some friends that used to work with Dole and Chiquita, and I went down and started a business in Puerto Rico. And that was another thing. I never lived in Puerto Rico. I went there and didn't meet anyone for quite a while. But one thing I got to tell you, one secret, like when you go to a new place and you're trying to integrate, because I've lived in a lot of different places, a lot of different cultures. One thing that's helped me, because I have so many outside interests, like from this music to sailing to surfing.
Yeah.
I actually started making friends like on the beach because we're doing this together. Next thing I know, this guy is the general manager for that.
Oh, come on.
That guy works over there. That guy's cousin has that. And you start to make friends. So these interests, a lot of people think maybe you're wasting your time doing this.
Yeah.
What are you doing that for? Now you're making money. What are you doing that for?
You hear this, right?
Well, it might not make me money, but it might make me a relationship.
A relationship.
That I could use in the future to help,
Absolutely.
And so I got good practice integrating into those different, like the Puerto Ricans took me in, and after my surfing and everything, they'd take me to places, and I kind of look Puerto Rican. So
you do,
I keep quiet, don't say anything.
You do, sir.
I get to go all the local spots, it's real nice. And I find that's a very good thing, having these outside interests, because sometimes I used to do a lot of sales when I started off with my first company.
Okay.
And you have like 5-10 minutes to talk to someone.
For sure.
Sometimes I don't even talk to you about what I'm selling.
There you go.
I see a fish on your wall, and I'll talk fish with you.
Yep.
And next thing you know, the last minute, it's like, all right, sign me up.
Right.
You'll remember me because of that. And we have that commonality. So it's always good to have a lot of outside interests and be well knowledge. I find interesting people are usually interested in things.
They are.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Yeah. Would you say that again?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Interesting people are interested in things. People are not interested very much.
So I'm going to put it on a t-shirt and I'm going to sell it. I'll give you half, all right?
No problem. No problem. Absolutely.
I like that because it just speaks volumes of who you are and what you bring to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good philosophy, I think,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of philosophies, so you're starting to cook now, and you went to culinary school? Or
no, I went to the school of my grandmother. Yeah, she's the one.
I'm done.
Yeah, she's the one that really came in, and my mother as well. And I specialize mostly in like local recipes, and we've actually been so lucky. We've been for the Food Network, we've had Paula Dean down here. We did a special with her.
Oh, come on. I love you, Miss Dean.
Yeah, absolutely. With our whole family. We also had, we just recently did the last episode of, last season of Below Deck on the Bravo Network.
I love that show.
So if you guys watch that, we're on it,
Did you star in any of that?
No, I was just serving, I was just giving drinks and smiling, and they asked me 1 or 2 things. Yes, sir. No, sir. But I'm the waiter. I'm the guy. I'm the cook. I'm every guy in the video.
Wow. Yeah. So you were integrating local dishes.
Local dishes.
All right.
Local seafood.
Local seafood.
And, even we do a lot of like local organic meats as well. Like we do a great organic curry beef that's slow cooked throughout the day.
Really?
And we I think one of our main dishes is our rotis. Those are like an Indian burrito. We make our own shell. It's like a tortilla shell.
I can't play with you, dude.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. We curry some potatoes, some meat or seafood.
Yeah.
And we wrap that bad boy up. Give you a little chutney. It's like our salsa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll knock a burrito down. And if I show up in one of those in Mexico, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good. And we do it in seafood. We got fish, we got shrimp, We got chicken, beef, and
Love it.
they're a great meal.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And we incorporate a lot of the local vegetables as well into that. You know, like a lot of the herbs. That's really my a lot of my cooking has like a lot of herbs and spices.
Okay.
So like half of my stuff's like fresh herbs that we use.
I love it.
Yeah, it's
I
very
absolutely love it. How important was it to give us a taste of the Caribbean with what your family and yourself have established? Why is that important?
You know, I think it's important because historically there's so much going on here with the French occupation, British, the East Indians that came here, the African roots. There's a lot of things that contributed to that diet. You know, especially like a lot of, if you think about the breadfruit that we have here, that came from Captain Bligh on the Bounty. That was story. He had those plants on board, bringing them back to the Caribbean. The original tree that he brought back is actually planted in the southern island, St. Vincent, right to our south.
Oh, come on.
In their botanical garden, and that became a staple here.
Yeah,
throughout
absolutely.
the Caribbean, and those are some of like of the best stories. But also, if you notice in the Caribbean, we use a lot of curry.
Yes, you
that
do.
comes from my ancestors. So I fuse that with also the French cuisine. I have a lot of tricks that I use from Martinique.
Yeah.
We put that in, and a lot of Saint Lucian cooking, which with the Creole, and it creates a very unique flavor. So we're like an infusion of the Caribbean, and we do a lot of Latino stuff as well. Because of my background, I live in Costa Rica and in Puerto Rico. So we do. So we're really a mixture, but we hit that seafood aspect of it.
Wow. Yeah. So you've got this going, and then you do something in the grocery store arena too, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna talk more about what this amazing man is doing. He's my God. I thought I had a lot of businesses and was a visionary. Please stay tuned. Be right back. I never leave home without my lip conditioner and lip scrub from Etoile de Femme. It's perfect for this kind of weather and any activity. I'm Dr. Tongie from the Dr. Tongie Show and Dr. Tongie, and I endorse this product.
Are you tired of dust and an unclean space? Look no further. At Fine Line Cleaning Services, we take care of you. From house cleaning, property management, power washing, landscaping, maintenance, and so much more. Contact us today at 758-486-3083 and allow us to put your mind at ease. At Fine Line Cleaning Services, your satisfaction, our sparkling success.
Dr. Tongie is on a mission to help you rediscover God's purpose for your life. And she does this by teaching you how to change your perspectives according to His original plan for you. If you are experiencing bouts of failure or an inability to do things right, she is here to assist you in ending those thoughts that can indeed lead to a depressing mindset. She calls you to emulate the processes a full-scale mind shift requires by replacing religious ideologies and traditions that oftentimes create a sense of struggle. Dr. Tongie provides you with much needed insight, encouragement, and motivation to not only assist you in rediscovering your dreams, but she systematically shows you how to no longer chase them, but how to manifest them. Dr. Tongie is the Caribbean's very own inspirational and motivational speaker, our life and spiritual coach, and someone who delivers hope, encourages our faith, and showcases that we must live a life that is.
You want to avoid traffic, Avoid the stress of finding parking. The answer is the water taxi from Saluna Water Sports by Bay Gardens Beach Resorts to Pigeon Island Jazz Festival for only $50 EC or $20 US round trip per person. Contact us at 721-5098 to book your tickets. Jazz Festival in style.
This is Dr. Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. We're gonna do life together. All right, we're back. I'm your girl, Tongie, on this platform. But those that don't know me, I'm Dr. Tongie, and I'm really, really excited to be here again because this gentleman, Shaid, is a visionary. He thinks of it and then he does it, and he's not afraid to do it. We were talking about this grocery store. I remember the last time I came, you were like, I'm working on a project here. How have you done with that?
Very good. We just recently opened a small grocery store.
Yay.
And the grocery store, not only is it servicing the local community,
Okay.
but we have a lot of the super yachts and boat traffic that come in.
Oh,
So we actually we started a delivery service where we have little boats come out. We got they have
I can't with you, dude.
Polar bears, you get your ice. We got bread. You want milk? You want eggs?
Are you serious?
You can put your order in with us, and we drop it off for you.
Your Uber Eats or Instacart.
That's right. That's right. Even if you want to come in, you want to come and eat in the restaurant, we'll pick you up. We'll bring you in.
Oh, stop that.
So we got the you know if you need to sail away and you need enough beers to last you to the next destination, we got that. We got fresh fish. We got vegetables. So a lot of the same stuff we offer in the restaurant. We have a version of it over there.
Oh, wow.
We also have a little few souvenirs, and it's conveniently located right here in the bottom of the bay. So it's a great business.
I am so happy for you. It was an idea when we were here.
You know. I actually opened it up because I really wanted my own surf shop, but then I decided I got to actually put stuff in it that will sell. So
this guy.
I got a couple boards in there, you know. So anyone needs a board, I got boards. I got, you know.
Oh my God!
Absolutely.
Let's juxtapose into the resort.
Yeah.
You said your grandmother. I don't know why I want to call her Nana.
Yeah.
Maybe because my children call my mother Nana.
Yeah.
She started with a hotel, is that right?
Yeah, it's actually a few small properties. It's more like villas.
Villas?
Yeah, so we have several locations available in Marigot Bay.
Okay.
One of our premier locations is located on the highest point of the southern side of the bay. We have a 360 view of the ocean, the Roseau Valley, all of Marigot Bay.
Wow.
We have a 50-foot swimming pool that's designed for laps up there.
I can't do this. Are you serious?
That's real nice. And we have from 3-bedroom houses to 2-bedroom to 1-bedroom units.
Wow.
And in addition, we have some properties located right here near the water, right across from the marina. 2 minutes walk from the water. You can walk to all the waterside restaurants.
Wow.
And it's very convenient locations. And what we do is we get a lot of guests who come here and enjoy the island. But we also offer, with our sailing charter company, we have our catamarans and our sailing yachts.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so they'll stay a few days in our villas.
Yeah.
They'll get on our yachts and they'll go explore the islands from St. Vincent, going up to Martinique.
They
do anywhere from 3, 5, 7, 10-day trips.
Wow.
And sometimes we even fly you back from different locations.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so we do all the different islands. You have your own captain, private stewardess, sometimes your own chef. You can eat lobsters on the beach, the Tobago Cays.
I am booking right now. There's something coming up, honey. Can you hear me? We need to do this.
Now, some of our biggest business now is coming right here on the island. We do a lot of day charters. We do half-day charters, full-day charters, land and sea tours. But my most popular tour is my lobster dinner cruise. So during lobster season, you go out. We have a chef on board. We do a 3-course meal. We have a wine list. Yeah, and you have the most beautiful dinner on board.
How did you do that? Come on, dude. I mean, I'm sorry. You don't have to give me your trade secrets, but why did you do something so extraordinary.
Well, they always say that, when I was in university, they sent me for like a real major, I was supposed to be a doctor. And and I got sailing and surfing, and I remember all my tutors used to tell me that'll never pay you. All those things will never. You got to be studying chemistry, biology, math.
Are you serious?
And they're always like, this will never pay you.
I am so sorry that someone told you that.
And I remember I was watching them. I'm like, yeah, you got a point, But I never listened, and I turned all my interest into something. The reason I did is because that's what I know.
Yeah.
I grew up doing that, and I know how to, it's something I just comes natural to me, and it's never let anyone tell you your interest will never get you very,
please?
get you very far, because they don't know. You don't know unless you try, and you don't give up on what you're trying to do. You always keep a positive outlook.
I absolutely love that. That could go in a book. Yeah. Speaking of which, you're going to be writing soon, right?
Absolutely, I have to. I want to start off with my great grandparents arriving here, because I speak to a lot of my uncles and even my grandparents, and they've told me the stories here, because our family came here after indentured. After slavery, we came here as indentured servants.
No, don't you dare make me cry, because I'm not going to cry on this show. So, I've been told I cry too much. You're about to make me cry, because that is something that a lot of people, unfortunately, still deal with today. Yeah. Feeling like, well, because of where I'm from or what my family had to go through, or my ancestors, that prohibits me from doing anything. You owe me reparations.
No, I think it worked out pretty good.
I think it did too.
I'm real happy I'm here in St. Lucia. I could have been somewhere else.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the mindset of, I got to do it, I'm going to do it. Who instilled that in you?
That's actually a cultural thing, because I'm from an Indian, East Indian culture. Okay. So I think a lot of East Indians, that's part of the society where they always, because it's a real family based.
For sure. And
that's sort of like from my grandmother, my mother, my father, like everyone. It's sort of like it's all we really know. That's how we're raised,
Wow.
Yeah. So it's all my cousins. I have cousins that live in different parts of the world, but we all have the same mentality. Even though we haven't been to India, or
for sure,
we still have the culture, and I think
still have the culture.
It's something that we all are very
absolutely
driven to make it happen.
And you're making it happen. You know that, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. So what's a typical day like for you? I mean, you surf, and you've got an amazing establishment, and you've got villas, and man, you got everything. What's a typical day for you?
Well, my typical day, I wake up early, and I check all my messages to see what kind of problems we're going to have for the day.
I love that.
Then after that, I quickly check the surf report to see if I have any waves on the horizon, so I can adjust my day accordingly.
You're serious about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we always try to fit a little surfing in. It's part of they tell me I need more exercise, so I tell them I always have to go do that.
Absolutely.
So actually, I bought a little surf boat just for that. It's like Batman. Whenever the surf report comes on, we load the boat, so we have no traffic issues.
Yeah, you just go.
Yeah, 15 minutes and we're in it. But typically, my day just consists of. When you're running a business, I have such a wonderful team.
For sure.
So everyone's pretty much on autopilot, but my main job is I just put out fires. Okay. And then I'm also always trying to develop the business. Every day is always thinking about something new to do. What's the next direction?
I love that.
Also adjusting to whatever's happening in the world. Like, for example, we just went through COVID. We had to go through a whole entire,
absolutely.
Rethink of how we're doing business.
Absolutely.
So it's just really, everything's always changing. So, so I guess my main job is to always be sure I'm always on top of everything that's coming.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your team for a minute, because I am too a business person, and I know that without my team, without me setting the culture, there's no way I could live in this amazing place. Yeah. I'd be practicing medicine and delivering babies. Yeah. But tell me about your team. What makes up your team?
Okay.
Who makes up your team?
My team, I have a very elite team.
Okay.
And it's teams that I chose from within. I normally find people from within, and they train with me, and they get after they're with me for a certain period, then they have a certain experience.
Okay.
Very good example is one of my top captains. He's one of the best sailors in St. Lucia. He's gone like all around the Caribbean, you know, just trained from, he didn't come from an area where it's like an inland area.
Okay.
So he didn't grow coastal.
Okay.
He couldn't swim when I met him. You know, he's never lived
come
on the ocean.
on. Don't you dare do that. Are you
Absolutely.
serious?
Yeah, he actually started off, he was my pizza guy. And
What?
I hired him because like my pizzas were so good, I didn't want everyone to eat them. He's like, I don't eat pizza. I don't like pizza. I don't like cheese or this. I'm like, you're perfect. Oh, you make pizzas all day and I eat all my pizzas. My pizzas were good.
Oh, you're so funny.
So
but you're so serious.
Yeah, I'm serious. And I looked at him and there was a little race coming up and I bought a small race boat.
Yeah.
And I needed someone to help me. Like I just got here and I need a team.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know anyone. And I just need someone to sit there and move from there to there. Hold that rope and then one day I gave him the helm and I let him stare for a while.
Yeah.
And I kind of, you know, when you send someone's like a natural, I look at him, I'm like, well, you know, as long as you have a life jacket so you don't drown, you'll be fine. And he raced with me for many years with a life jacket on.
Come on.
He learned to sail before he could swim. Yeah, swimming was the worst for him, yeah.
Are you serious?
And then he went on to be like kite surf, and now he's one of the top athletes there for all those water sports.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so he's a perfect example of how like I promote from within.
There you go.
A lot of my kitchen staff, they started off as dishwashers or even prep cooks, and then they go through the whole entire sort of training, just with like family training.
Okay.
And we try to integrate because we want our team to know there's opportunities from within.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you for that.
we have generational employees like the mothers and daughters and sons. So it's really good. So that's how I choose my team. I choose it from within, and I was in a very unique position because especially with the sailing.
Okay.
But when I was starting my sailing company, there wasn't many qualified sailors. A lot of people who drive the speedboats, but the sails up and make it happen, navigate between islands.
Right.
So like it would be mostly like foreign guys you'd have to find to do that for you.
I've seen that a lot.
So like here, like I was lucky. One of the head of the Maritime Association, Mr. Christopher Alexander.
Okay.
He just started this the regularization of the maritime laws, and he created this class that you went through.
Wow.
And he was instrumental in assisting us getting all our local guys. Thanks, Mr. Alexander.
I know, right? Thank you, sir.
So he got us all, and he created a training program and get everyone licensed up. And then that was sort of the start of like Solution producing these great captains. We always had them. We always have good captains, but now there's like a system to go through, and there's more exposure. So that's I love that. That's a great like a great example.
You know, you selected him. Was it when you're selecting people? And I know you said it's always within. What quality are you looking for when you're saying, that person deserves a promotion?
That's an excellent question. Because like, you know, when you're selecting a team, sometimes you can't select on ability. Sometimes you have someone that they could have the ability, but maybe they don't have the right mindset, attitude.
Attitude is everything.
Mental fortitude. There's a lot of people that I'll pick. I can just see their enthusiasm and the way they move. That I don't need to see anything else, just because I can teach you how to do whatever you have to do.
There you go, sir.
But I can see how you're moving. You get a lot of people like they're really lethargic. Maybe they're really hesitant. Maybe they're not paying attention. Johnny on the spot, especially when you're integrating the team. Like that's a very good American saying. If you're at that, and then you can see how someone that carries himself.
For sure.
You know, you don't have to know it, but you could just be there and
that
have
willingness to
and enthusiasm.
That's it. Absolutely.
You know, show up. You know, if you
show up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that a lot. Yeah. Show up. Wow. So from the resort, because it is a resort, the villas, to the maritime, what you're doing on the water, what is it that you want to, I guess, have a living legacy? Not what to be known for. We won't go there because you've got a lot of living. When people think about you, what do you want them to think about? What evoke do you want them to have?
You know, just you know, like I was a good representation for my family.
Wow.
You know, like all my grandfathers, my uncles, my aunts. You know, and like when they think about our family, then they see me like they go like listen, they know, because our family has a very good reputation. We have doctors, lawyers, teachers, politicians, and it's always good to represent your family in a good light.
Believe it, dude.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So I think that's the main thing. And also the other thing too is like I want to be known for bringing a little bit of California to the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
I think that's the best part.
You got me there, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm literally, you don't see the sweat, but I'm sweating. Whenever I'm around great people, because I'm like a sponge. I want to know what drives you, what makes you get up in the morning. I understand you're putting out fires, but what's that drive? Because, you know, entrepreneurs, we get tired too.
Yeah. You know, my drive is like, you know, I know when you have your own business.
Yes.
Like if you work hard, you could create your own schedule sometimes.
Yeah.
Like what I really like, you know, I don't mind how hard or what the drive I have it, because if for some reason, you know, I hear there's, for example, there's a swell breaking in Panama or whatever. You know, you can go do these different activities and just have the flexibility. But the drive really is also to create like a brand and like, you know,
I like that.
Solutia,
create a brand.
I had a very good advice from there's a guy who created our flag.
Yeah.
Mr. Denson's son Omar. One time I was at a party with him and he was talking about St. Lucia and his heroes and people. Here in St. Lucia, we don't have too many, you know, and he says St. Lucia doesn't appreciate a lot of them, but, you know, he was real funny because he designed the flag.
Right.
He's like, Rodney Dangerfield, I get no respect, you know. I'm like, man, you're in the history books, man. You designed the flag, dude. You're like the most important dude here.
Absolutely, right.
And he was just explaining to me it's really important that, you know, like St. Lucia, everyone, like especially the Solutions who are away, when they come back here, the more they contribute to help the island.
Absolutely.
You know, and like the nation is really good, you know, because we have a lot of heroes out there.
We really
in Canada, in the UK, the United States, and Australia. We got Solutions everywhere.
Absolutely.
You know, and then here is always a good spot to see them come back and help plug into the society and the culture and you know, help the island move forward. You're
doing that. You really are. When we come back, we're going to talk about this man in the kitchen. You know, he has a cooking show, right? We're going to talk on that and get into it. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, it's your girl, Dr. Tongie, and whenever I get ready for a show, I use a Toy Day food. A Toy Day food is a proud sponsor of the Dr. Tongie Show and Talk to Tongie. This is Talk to Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Talk to Tongie. We're gonna do life together. And we're back. I am so excited. I am so delighted to be in the presence of someone who I told you he's a mover and a shaker. I told you that he has a story to tell, right? He's a visionary. He's someone that just took the bull by the horns and said, all right, I'm going to roll up my sleeves and I'm going to do this. Let's talk about, oh boy. Let's talk about your love for everything that you do. You've made it look easy. You really do. I mean, seriously. But you and I both know it's not easy. You get up every morning. Yeah, you put out your fires, but you have vision. And a man that has vision with an attitude and a mindset to do it is a dangerous man, because he's going to do exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you ever feel like, wow, I came from California. I came from Dominican, Puerto Rico. Where were you, man? Come on, you gotta help me because
Costa
you traveled Costa Rica. Sorry.
Puerto Rico too.
Yeah. And you didn't stop. Seriously, yeah. I get passion. Were there ever times when you just thought, I can't do this. I'm biting off more than I can chew here.
You know, that's a very good question. I had many of those moments throughout my entire career.
For sure.
And you know, one thing my father always taught me, because he's really good at that, is he's always likes about tenacity.
Good word.
He uses that word.
Good
and
word.
That's different than ambition.
You better believe it is.
Tenacity, and if you have tenacity, that gets you through quite a bit.
Yeah.
And you know, we've had a lot of challenging periods with the tourism industry throughout these last 20 years.
Yeah.
The most
20 years?
Yeah. I think more than 20 years we've been here. Almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, the most challenging was just recently with the COVID.
Yeah.
And I think the COVID showed everyone how resilient you can be.
You can be.
So like, I think that really changed the attitude, because that was such a major event.
For sure.
You know, that basically, that event really changed the way I think I look at a lot of things, because a lot of things won't bother me as much because I went through that experience. You know?
Now, I don't want to rush through that. You were someone who maybe didn't worry a lot, or you just really didn't take on a lot of concern because you knew exactly what you were going to do. Is that right?
No,
or what was it that changed?
You know, I worry all the time. I should tell you the truth. That's what
I can't believe that. I'm sorry.
That's one thing I think that really helps me, because I always worry, and I'm always thinking about every possible problem I could always have. And I think that might be a handicap, because I think that's just my personality. But I'm always, because of the kind of sports I do, I always have to be very cautious in preparation.
Oh God, yes.
And I treat the business the same way. I'm like, you know, did I check this? Did I check that? Did I check this? What if this happened? What if that happened? So I have all of those questioning, but you know, I do have that big picture, and I just know that the one thing that gives me a lot of faith, St. Lucia is a great product. It's a great island. The people are great people, and I'm selling a good product. So at the end of the day, I think no matter if I just keep at it, you know, it'll be okay in the end. Because we got a great product. I'm selling St. Lucia. What else is better than that?
Wow.
Yeah.
So COVID hit, and like all of us, you know, I'm in home care. There were some patients that said, nope, we don't want you here. Don't send your nurse. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
So we took a downturn.
Big time.
What was yes, I get resilience, but and you don't have to go into too much detail, but what were some of those thought processes for you with everything that you've built?
I had many. The business side was one of it, but we had a very personal side of it, because my sons, they were sailing for St. Lucia in the sailing program. Okay. And we were traveling quite a bit representing St. Lucia. And we even we imported some of the same boats that we used to compete. Oh, wow. And we were doing it out of Marigot, Rodney Bay. Okay. And we had a great little team. And it was really funny. Right before that happened, I got them accepted into the Fort Lauderdale Yacht Club.
Come on! Congratulations!
To compete with the state team that's training for the state finals. So they would train with that team for like a month and a half. Yeah. And I remember speaking with the trainer. I'm like, "Hey, this thing on TV. You think this is gonna be something?"
No, he's like,
"Yeah." He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "I don't know." And then I literally flew back because I was worried about it, and I flew back, and literally a few days after, they closed all the borders, closed everything. Come on. So I barely got in, and that was a big surprise. And then that sort of changed because it lasted so long that it really affected. They had a personal dynamic, you know, with all the activities and sports and family, whatever. For sure. But then the business side was pretty hard, and then you just had to, you know, be resilient.
You had to, absolutely.
Constantly, that's where your reinvention takes place.
Absolutely.
And adaptation.
Adaptation.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time, and we're going to close in just a second here, but was there ever a time, Shaid, that you said, enough is enough? I can't do it. COVID, it was a good run. Yeah. Did you ever think that?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a point where I actually started calling all my old contacts and go, hey, I think I might need a job or something. I think tourism is over. You know, I was looking around. I'm like, man, I was like looking back in Los Angeles. Like, it's not so bad there. It's not so bad there.
But how can you do what you've done here and even think of? I love Los Angeles now. I'm still there. But there's no way you could have given up this.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you what I did actually. Okay. When we had to close down, I used that opportunity to just, I had to remodel for all the COVID restrictions. Yeah, absolutely. But then I just spent a lot of time remodeling and fixing all my businesses, all the problems I had, fixing my boats. And I knew I had to get ready. I knew it would come back. Get ready. So,
even that attitude right there, you knew it was coming back.
A lot of people were going, listen, why are you doing all this right now? There's not many money coming in. Yeah. Don't do this. And I'm like, man, build it, it'll come. You know, let's fix it up and get ready. And I was getting ready the whole time, and I knew that I knew it'll come back.
Wow!
So I was just patient, and when everything did start to open up, I was fortunate to be.
I was about to say, you're already ahead of the curve.
I was very ready.
All right, Mister, you are certainly someone that this island, this country, should be immensely proud of.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tongie.
You didn't invent the flag, but you invented a lifestyle for people to dream again. 5 things that you would tell anyone who says, I think I'm ready. 5 things, anything. It doesn't have to be textbook. What 5 things would you say from your heart that you would tell someone when they say, I think I'm ready now?
You know, the most important thing, the 5 things I'd say is, you know, you have to always read up, be up to date in whatever you're doing.
All right.
You know, never lose that passion. Okay. Never lose that passion. Mm-hmm. The 3rd thing is surround yourself with good people, because you'll need that team.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, the last thing is the mentor.
That's 4, sorry.
The mentorship. You know, you need to get good mentorship from someone in your industry that's done it. For me, I was lucky. I have my uncles. Those guys, a little 10-minute conversation, they'll put me, you know, I learned so much from those guys.
Absolutely.
And they're always, you know, any little comments, I appreciate those guys giving me any, I'm a person I always take advice.
Yeah.
You know, and the 5th thing is, no matter once you love it, and then you keep at it, you know, and don't give up.
Yeah.
You'll get through. A lot of people say it's too hard to say, but don't ever give up. If you love it, and that's what you're about. And there's something about like what you're good at and what you love.
That's it.
I'm good at a lot of things that I don't love, you know. And most of the things most of the things I love, I'm not very good at.
Yeah.
You know, everyone looked at me and like, you've been surfing forever. You can barely get up on the board. I'm like, I'm trying my best, you know. You know, so the things I love, maybe I'm not as good, but I love them, you know.
You love them.
You know, but it's a big difference, and you have to find exactly a good balance between the two.
You heard it from the master himself. I say that because you have truly mastered the game of life. Thank you so much
Dr.
for letting me be a part of
It's always a pleasure.
Your life, dude.
I love your show. I'm looking forward to watching all the episodes.
You heard that. I swear I didn't pay him to say that. So, if there's anything that you believe that you were destined, you were born to do it. And if you tried it and you failed, and you tried it and you failed, try one more time. Try 2 more times. I can't tell you the number of times I've failed and gone broke. I didn't get a t-shirt. But I love you and I'm proud of you. And you can do anything that you put your mind to. You really, really can. Just ask this gentleman right here. All right, until next time, the Lord say the same and the creek don't rise. We'll do it again. Same time, same station. Thank you for your support. Bye.
remember my eyes. We were known to get but